traders, Raghee here. I'd have to say the Google news was probably the biggest news in terms of this pre-Facebook earnings environment. And you can see what's been happening there. We'll talk more about that in Charts and Coffee in the morning. So be sure to join us right here at the Simpler Trading YouTube channel, 9 a.m. for the Charts and Coffee Q&A show, Market Prep. Google went up, and one of the things we talked about in yesterday's video was to use the automation of the tools that make it easy to understand why a name might be at a certain level and why it's important to remember that in the context of a bearish to neutral environment, which is what Google has been on the daily time frame, that there's far more likelihood of this being overbought than this really organizing it into an uptrend. Now remember that this 20-for-1 split was the big news. And what's really funny about this is there tends to be a retail investor interest in a name like this because people want to buy the name pre-split, which when you think about the arithmetic of it makes no sense, because whether you buy the one share at 3,000 and it turns into 20, or you wait for the post-split price and just buy whatever number of shares equivalent to $3,000, you're going to end up with roughly the same amount. But actually no, because usually after a split, stocks tend to actually shed about 10%, give or take 10% of their value. So actually, if you wait after the split, you'll usually get a little bit better a price. But there is a trade oftentimes in this split anticipation psychology, right? Isn't that right, girl? We got the dog sitting in on the free video today. She's telling you, don't buy it pre-split. All right, so Google then pretty much faded, and look how precisely it tested those Darvis levels. I'm not saying they're always that pinpoint accurate, but use those previous minor highs, minor lows, these turning points on the chart where the Darvis automated support and resistance comes in. Gang, this is available for free. I'm not telling you go buy anything. You can head on over to countdowntrader.com. In fact, you know what? I've gotten some questions about this. So let me show you how this works. Head on over to countdowntrader.com. I'm going to go there right now. And you'll see on the left side, free downloads. Now, I know it gets a little screwy because you'll say, wait a minute, Rog, where's that darn Darvis? Just click on the Thinkorswim link on either one of these. And I don't know why Darvis isn't listed here, but if you click on the Thinkorswim link, you go to the Dropbox where all three of these goodies are parked, all three of these ThinkScripts, and you can download them and import them. Remember, a ThinkScript is not a self-executable file. It's not going to automatically install. It's on an exe file. It's going to download into wherever your downloads go, and then you're going to have to import them. Super easy. You can even look it up. Import it into your Thinkorswim. All right? Okay, so with that being said, let's get back on over to Google. I've got those levels. Well, look, I mentioned that this is the nudge that I wanted for the NAS. Whether you're, I recommended QQQ puts, and you can see exactly what ended up happening. Here's your resistance area, right in here. And that's where we want to build the short position. I think non-farm payroll is going to be the next big hot zone. I know everyone's talking about Google and now Facebook. NFP is going to be the big name to keep an eye on. And I'll tell you what, if XLC had better liquidity at the strikes, we could have easily looked at some puts in XLC where Google is heavily weighted. All right, that all being said, we're dealing with all this volatility. How do you handle a day like today when you know there's likely going to be some strength and we're going to see maybe some intraday opportunities? This is where some day trading strategies come in handy. Yes, that's what the puppy's so excited about. I'm not sure what this mic can pick up, but she knew what we did today. She was hanging out in the office with me. And what we had was an overall uptrend, right? But when did it start? It didn't really get going until probably, you can see the surfing the wave from about 11:30. You could see from 9:30 to 11:30, the first 120 minutes of the day, a lot of chop. You can see here bearish to neutral chop on the JT multi. Well, take a look at how we kept sinking into the hourly price movement range support. And we also, as we were moving sideways for the most part, this is your slow stochastic, how many times this kept saying, yep, we're oversold, we're oversold, we're oversold. This last slow stochastic signal of the K and D is the one I want you to focus on. And here's why. You really want the oversold to occur when the market trend is neutral. These were kind of on the edge, right? These two, but look at this one. Solidly in that neutral trend environment. This is the one in this area with the hourly price movement range support that made the most sense. However, any one of these would have put you in a very similar vicinity for the buy. And then you can see what we were able to take advantage of as a day trade as we moved higher from this oversold support. This is how I like to day trade, gang, especially when we know there might be a lot of volatility intraday that I don't know a lot of setups, so we'll be clear on the daily. So we shorten it to the 5 minute. We play nimble, we play really fluid, and we wait for those intraday setups where I can really find that level, sort of dig my heels in, know what my risk is, but look for those buys at oversold supports. Buy from those exhaustion levels. That's the key to my day trading. It's not super active, just waiting for those perfect pitches in my zone, or at least as perfect as we can find, and then take advantage of them. All right, so I look forward to seeing you in Charts and Coffee tomorrow. Let's see what tomorrow brings in the wake of these Facebook earnings. And again, if this video or Charts and Coffee has been helpful, smash that like button, leave a comment, leave a request, whatever you might have on your mind. Let me know if there's a symbol you want me to break down in Charts and Coffee or in an upcoming video. Again, leave that in the comments section. Thanks as always for watching. Be good to each other. Hey traders, Raghee from Simpler Trading. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like and a comment below. And remember, subscribe and click the bell icon so you'll get notified of the next update. And when you're ready to join me for live trading, be sure to head on over to simplertrading.com. I'll see you in the next update.